choices.
Especially with this wind.
Yeah.
And the cars.
We're on. Alright. Shalom. We are the real Hebrew Israelites. We want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors goes out to our elder apostles and great millstone for teaching us this truth. Want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are in the streets of Babylon pushing this truth with sincerity. Alright? And with that, we're going to go in on some vengeance. It belongeth to Yahweh. Alright? We come out here week in and week out. We don't have any weapons. We don't have any guns. We don't have knives on us. The only weapon we have is this sword in our hand. Alright? It's a double-edged sword. You know, you got to be diligent and sincere in this truth because this thing can cut you. It can cut you too. Alright? So we'll go ahead and start out in Psalms 94.
This is Psalms chapter 94 and verse 1. O Yahweh, power, to whom vengeance belongeth. O power, to whom vengeance belongeth, show thyself.
God, we're not out here to beat people up, you know. We're not out here to, you know, cause a riot. But we're just out here doing the good work, all right? Vengeance belongs to Yahweh, all right? Like the brother just read. You want to bring out that Deuteronomy 32 and 17?
This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 17. And lo, he hath given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity, and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city.
Is that 32:17?
God.
It is?
I got a precept.
Go ahead, bring it out.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 3. For though we walk
that's 20.
in the flesh,
Is it 20? Okay.
we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through power to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down the imaginations of every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Heavenly Father, and bringing into captivity every thought to obedience of Hamashiach.
Shalakia. Bring out Deuteronomy 32, verse 17.
And that just shows too that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We don't, like the brother said, we ain't getting out here and beating nobody up. But what cuts you is these words, man. That's why Yahushai, what did he use when Satan was tempted? And did he pull out a switchblade and stab Satan 13 times in the stomach? No, man. He used the word. He was cutting him with the prophecies, man, with the scriptures. And that's what we use. That's our weapon. As Israelites, man, that's your weapon. You have no place picking up a gun to defend yourself, man. Your place is behind Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai.
Yeah, like that phrase, sticks and stones will break. Oh, I thought that was my gun. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. You see, that's actually not true. You know, when it comes to these words and these prophecies, these words do hurt people. All right, these words are a weapon. These words, they cut to the soul. You know, the innermost part of the soul. People lose sleep over these words. All right, especially the Edomite, Esau. All right, go ahead and bring that out. Huh?
All right, Shalakia. Actually, this is Deuteronomy 32, verse 17. They sacrificed unto devils, not to God, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not.
Right. So this is dealing with the Israelite people. All right. The brother said they sacrificed to new gods who came up. Right. So that's nothing new under the sun. What you see here now in Babylon, America, it's the same story. All these Israelites, the 2/3, they're worshiping and sacrificing unto these new gods who newly came up. All right. Jehovah's wickedness. All right. That started in 1870. So Yahushai, he walked the earth long before that. All right. So Jehovah's wickedness just an example, you know, that's a new God, all right? Jesus Christ is a new God during the time of the Renaissance, the 1400s, all right? Our forefathers, they weren't worshiping those gods, all right? They knew them not. But you see in Babylon, America, all of these Israelites, these 2/3, I should call them Jakes, hey, they're doing the same shit that they were doing you know, when they, in the scriptures. Go ahead, oh, Nahum, bring out that Nahum.
You want me to bring out 35, verse 35?
Oh, yeah.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 35. To me belong in vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand. And the things that shall come upon them make haste.
God, so the day of calamity is that day of wrath, right? But Yahweh, hey, he does this on smaller levels before he visits the earth, right? With Yahweh Shai and those chariots and the destruction that's going to come to Babylon, America. Hey, he does it on low levels. Like right now, you have Australia. Australia's been burning for a little while now, right? That place is you know, it's on fire right now, killing all kinds of wildlife and animals. And with the brother brought out the vengeance, I'm gonna bring this precept out real quick. This is Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. It says, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them." All right, so the fire, you know, the hail, famine, death, these are all spirits and that Yahweh creates, and it makes him happy. It says, what did it say? It appeases him. So right now, hey, people will say, "Oh, pray for Australia, do this and that." Well, who are you praying to? Because Yahweh's the one who put that thing on Australia, right? Yahweh's the one who set Australia ablaze, right? And here's the Ecclesiasticus 39 and 29. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance, right? So it's the will of Yahweh, man. So don't pray for Australia, because Yahweh is the one who has Australia in that state right now, right? Should just say 35, or was that it on that?
Just 35. Shalaka. Do you want me just to go down in order with this? Or?
Yeah, in order. And I'll tell you when. But is okay, that's good on that. You want to go back to 94?
This is picking it back up on Psalms 94 and verse 2. Lift thyself, Salakia, lift up thyself, thou judge of the earth, render a reward to the proud.
God, we already know, we're not going to get into it, but the proud is the Edomite, right? He's got a proud, arrogant spirit. You can see that with their president, Donald Trump. You know, the man is very proud. He's always constantly praising himself, right? That's the spirit of Esau.
What did it say that he's going to give him a reward?
Just like we just got off the last precept, he said that he created these spirits for vengeance to appease his wrath. Because that's the reward that's coming. All right, is those spirits of vengeance, right? Destruction. Because they've sown it, now they got to reap it. Verse 3.
Yahweh, how long shall the wicked triumph?
God, how long shall the wicked triumph? This is King David talking. He's asking me, "Oh, hey, how long are you going to let these Edomites have this power, this dominion over the nation of Israel?" Right? That's a righteous question. You know, you shouldn't be like saying, "Oh, hey, I want this to continue forever here in Babylon." If you're an Israelite, you know, King David didn't have that mindset. He's like, "Hey, how long are these fucking Edomites gonna be around? The wicked triumph." You know. Go ahead and bring out go to Job. I know you got Revelation next, but go
Job
to Job
20?
Yeah.
This is Job chapter 20, verse 5. The triumphing of the wicked is short, and the rejoice of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Because even if Yahweh allowed the Edomite to rule for 5,000 years, which he's not going to let him do that, but I'm just throwing that number. Hey, 5,000 years is short compared to eternity in the kingdom, right? Because the Israelites, when we get our kingdom, we're going to have we're going to be eternally in peace with Yahweh B'Shem, Yahweh Shai B'Shem, right? So even if Yahweh, like I said, he's not going to give the Edomite 5,000 years, but even if he did, that's a short time compared to eternity, right? Go ahead.
Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds.
God, and what is that talking about? It's talking about his satellites, his nuclear missiles. That's where this Edomite, this proud, arrogant Edomite who thinks he's God, hey, he has all his satellites, all his, his nuclear missiles. They're up in the heavens, right? Go ahead.
Yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung.
God, you just said they'll perish forever, and the hearse drives by. You got a hearse driving by. It's all spiritual, Because that's spiritual. Because Edomite are going to be in that's going to be their vehicle, And really, they're not even going to have a luxury of a hearse, because during this destruction, there's going to be so much death around. They're not even going to be able to keep up with burying the bodies. All right? Go ahead.
They which seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found.
Because eventually, hey, in the kingdom, we're gonna have the Edomite as a slave for 1,000 years, and then after that, they're gonna get burned up. They're gonna be a sacrifice again in the kingdom. They're gonna be no more. You ain't gonna know what an Edomite is. Future generations. You know what I mean? Like
the dodo bird.
God, and that's what the questions they're gonna ask. Where is he? Where is this so-called white man? Where the fuck is he? That's the question that people will ask. Even the other heathen nations, the Moabites, the Ishmaelites, they're gonna, where the fuck is the Edomite? No, he's gone. He's done away with, because everything in this Bible is faithful and true. Go ahead.
Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
Keep going. Let me keep going.
The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him.
God, because we all seen white people. We've all seen so-called white people, Edomites. But hey, in that day, you're gonna be like, it's like a bad dream that you woke up from. He's not gonna be around. All right. Go ahead and get back to 90. Oh, you know what? My bad. Revelations 6, start at 9 and go all the way to 17.
This is Revelations chapter 6. Verse 9.
That's why Donald Trump is speaking about the prophets of doom right now. Right? Because he sees the Israelites teaching on street corners of Babylon. Right? And hey, it's tormenting them. Because like I said earlier, we don't have weapons. This is the weapon. And this weapon is so powerful that you have the king of Babylon speaking on the prophets of doom, who are the prophets, who are the Israelites. Because you don't have anyone else prophesying destruction. I talked to a Ishmaelite last night, and I got into his philosophy a little bit. And their doctrine is all about peace, 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 and pleasing the soul. They don't come in that name like Israel is right now. We're telling you that, hey, this place is going to be annihilated by thermonuclear fire. Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High.
So John the Revelator had a vision. He saw the altar, and he saw the souls of the prophets who were slain and killed in times past for their testimony. Go ahead.
And Shalakia, and for the testimony which they held, and they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
Kind. And the Israelites are the saints, all right? And to prove that, go ahead and you want to bring out Psalms 148:14. You got that there, huh? Right? I'll let him read that one.
Wait, say 15?
14.
This is Psalms 148 and verse 14. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even the children of Israel.
Con.
A people near unto him, praise ye Yahweh.
That's it on that. So that shows you that the saints are the Israelites. There's no other nation that is a saint, right? You hear people say, oh, my mom's a saint. No, she's not. Unless the saints are the men of Israel who learn this Bible, who learn this truth. The elect. Con. So, go ahead, Ak.
Verse 11, and white robes were given unto everyone.
Symbolizing sanctified and purification. Because when we learn this truth, we're purified, right? Because there are going to be men who are going to be, their sins and their transgressions are going to be forgiven, meaning purified, right? It don't mean you go act a fool. You just got to stay diligent and pray that you're part of this elect, you know?
That's why it tells you that garments were washed with the blood of the lamb. If you wash a garment with blood, it's going to turn red. The reason why it's telling you white is because that blood of Yahweh is making them clean, man, making them pure.
Verse 11, and white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled.
So the vision he saw were the saints who are already slain, and they're literally like begging Yahweh, like, hey, please bring this destruction on Babylon already. You know, they like when somebody dies, like, well, I'll say Kobe Bryant, since he died last week. Now that brother's in his right mindset, right? Now he's in that spirit realm, and he's not thinking like a 2/3 anymore, right? Now Kobe Bryant is like bring an end to Babylon. That's the mindset he's in now. Before, he wanted Babylon to continue forever in his riches, in his luxuriousness, in his noble. He was a noble among Babylon. But now he's in the right mindset, you know? So this, I'm not saying that Kobe Bryant is an elect, but I'm saying he's in his right mindset. So right here, John the Revelator, he's explaining that the ones who have already passed, you know, like Abba Bivens, I'll use him, the elder Abba Bivens as an example. He's literally praying for this place to be destroyed continually, you know, so that he can be with with us, the elect, you know, the hopeful elect. Go ahead.
Verse 12.
Your people that died in your family, hey, you may have went to their funeral and you like feel bad or whatever, but hey, they're really, in reality, they feel bad for us because we're still in this fucking wicked ass place, you know?
Verse 12. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood.
And that's good on that. Is that, what verse is that?
12. You want me to go all the way to 17?
Okay, yeah, keep going.
And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as the fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. and the heaven departed as the squirrel when it.
And that scroll, that's dealing with those nuclear bombs, right? It's gonna cause the heavens to appear like when you see the mushroom cloud when a nuclear bomb hits, it looks like a scroll. You know, the mushroom departing. Go ahead.
When it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places, and the kings of the earth, and the great man, and the rich man, and the chief captains, and the mighty man, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves.
Mighty men dealing with the military, all right? The bond and free, you know? Everyone's gonna feel this destruction, you know? Except for the elect. They're gonna be untouched, all right? They're gonna be able to walk through the fire and laugh at destruction. That's what the scriptures say, all right? And then the brother brought out how the lands will be, you know, moved. The mountains will be moved from their place. Well, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, dealing with the Edomite, Esau, and it says, because we're going to look at him like he's going to be this weak-ass, frail person in the kingdom. We're going to be like, is this the motherfucker that was shaking kingdoms? You know? Because it's like going to be unbelievable to us because he's going to be a piece of shit in the kingdom. He already a piece of shit. You know? And we're going to be like, people are going to ask, is this the guy that shook the kingdoms? And how does he shake the kingdoms? With his nuclear power.
Well, we just to comment on that, we see them like that now. Look at the majority of the homeless, they're Caucasians. They used to be rich, and now you see them like living in vans and stuff like that. So now we're really seeing them like, you know, look at that.
It's all, the prophecy's all being fulfilled, you know. The transition period is already manifesting, you know.
Hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. Verse 16.
Yeah, they're gonna hide in their bunkers. You know, these elite, they're gonna survive some of this destruction because they have those underground bunkers. Guess what? The elect, we're gonna hunt them down. Right now we're fishermen. Pretty soon we're gonna be hunters. You want to bring out that verse? Hunters and fishermen and hunters. Jeremiah 16:16. Real quick, since I brought it up. Right now, our purpose is to seal the elect. Really, if the elect probably already sealed, we're just building the tabernacle, edifying the church, who are the elect. People say, "What are you guys doing out here?" Well, we're out here. Our purpose is for our people, and more specifically, the men of Israel who are the prophets. You know, we need to get this truth sealed in our foreheads. Jeremiah 16.
This is Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 16. Behold, I will send many fishers, saith the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, and they shall fish them, and after will I send for many hunters.
So those Edomites that make it through the destruction of the nuclear war, that are in those underground bunkers that they've created, yeah, they may have a short time and think, oh yeah, we made it. We survived the nuclear missiles. But guess what? The men of the truth, the 144,000, the elect, Yahweh's going to give them spiritual powers, and we're going to be able to, like GPS, hunt those elite down in their bunkers. Those are going to be the first slaves in the kingdom. You know? That's it on that. I'll go back to Revelation. I just wanted to bring out that hunters and fishermen. Right now, like I said, we're fishermen. You know, this is what we're using to fish for the elect. You know?
Back in Revelation chapter 6, verse 16. And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb.
Because the Rothschilds and the who are the other? Give me a name. The Rothschilds, Rockefellers. Those guys, they're gonna they're gonna have, they're already being tormented by the prophets on the streets, but they're gonna have it's spiritual tormentation right now, but it's gonna be physical tormentation during the time of his destruction and during the time of wrath. Yahweh's he's gonna put the spirit on us to have powers, and hey, we're gonna be better than GPS. We ain't gonna never, miss the location of these heathen. We're gonna put them in slavery, right? All in due time.
Be like a hound dog. Be able to smell them out. 'Cause they're gonna be stink.
God. Yeah, with Yahweh
Smell you.
God, hey, it's gonna be like that. Go ahead.
Verse 17. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
Who shall be able to stand? Not the elite. They're going to be hunted down, man. They're going to be the first slaves of the kingdom. It's actually a mercy for those Edomites to die before this happens. You know. You want to go back to Psalms?
What was that? Psalms what?
4, 94:4. You brought out the Job 20, right?
Con.
Did you already bring it out?
Con.
All right.
Yeah, I'm on Nahum. I'm holding Nahum in Psalms 52.
Oh, is it Nahum 1 and 2?
Con.
Go ahead and bring that out, brother.
Okay, this is Nahum chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of Nahum, the book of the vision of Nahum, and Elokashite. The Most High is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth, and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies.
Khan, that's what we're talking about. Those Edomites, they're gonna feel the power of Yahweh. You know, physically they're gonna feel that thing. You know, first through the bombs, the nuclear missiles, and then the elite are gonna get hunted down by the elect. Did you read 3, Ak? 2 to 3 on Nahum?
Verse 3. The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is slow to anger and great in power. I will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet.
God, that's good on that. So the wicked, it starts out with Esau, Edom. The 2/3 are also wicked, all right? Because you 2/3 have. It's the year 2020. You done had all this time to repent and learn this truth, and at least know you're an Israelite. But our people are still in darkness in the year of, prophecy, 2020, in the information age. We have computers in our hands. Everything can be looked up in a matter of seconds, but you still have people who are walking around unfaithful, foolish. Khan, go ahead.
This is Psalms 94 and verse 4. How long shall they utter and speak hard things, and all the workers of iniquity boast themselves?
So King David's asking, how long is this wickedness going to go on with these Edomites? He was vexed by the Edomite. But these 2/3, they love the Edomite. Men of the truth, hey, we're vexed by the Edomite because we know the truth. But you 2/3, it's so hard for you to fathom that the Edomite is the devil, according to the Bible. You guys don't want to accept that, especially you Jake women who are married to Edomite men with Edomite children. Do you think those women can get the truth? They can't get the truth. They don't want to accept that their kids are going to be a sacrifice. Really, it's not just the Edomite kids; it's also those 2/3 Israelite or Jake children.
You hear this a lot from the 2/3. they sit there and think that obviously they praise him as a god. They're like, oh, he brought us this good society. We have vehicles, we have water, good food.
stamps.
No, we don't. We had good food. We had good water way before him. This place wasn't polluted.
They're happy with their food stamps. They're happy with their Section 8. You know, if they get a little bit of Hennessy on the weekend and they got a little free time, that's all they need. That's all they want, you know. But hey, we used to live like kings, you know. We need to come back to that. That's what's going to happen through this Holy Scriptures. Oh, Psalms, bring out that Psalms. Go to 52 and 1.
You want me to bring it out?
No, go ahead and Psalms 52, 1.
This is Psalms chapter 52, verse 1. Why boast thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of the Most High endured continuously. You want me to keep going?
Is that 52, 1?
Yeah, that's 52, 1.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Go ahead.
Going on to verse 5, Psalms 94 reads, they break in pieces thy people, O Yahweh, and afflict thine heritage.
Ron, so these heathen, and he's starting out with the Edomite, the so-called white man, constantly putting the heritage, which is the Israelites, in affliction, you know? Constantly. The Edomite, man, I went to go pump gas last night, and I look over and, you know, two police vehicles pull up behind this so-called black man, Judite, Southern Kingdom brother, and right away started harassing him, you know. They were flashing their lights, pulled him over at the gas station. He was pumping gas. And I'm just like, man, I just looked at the brother. I said, hey, man, I just threw him a little, like, shalom, you know. Because, hey, our people are constantly afflicted by these Edomites. And the cops, they don't go to the, you know, rich neighborhoods and dwell in the rich neighborhood. No, they hunt Jake down in these barrios and in these lower income, you know, neighborhoods. That's the way of this fucking devil, you know?
This is Hosea 8 and 8. Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure.
God, we're swallowed up, man. Last night they were harassing that brother, you know? And that's what it's talking about, swallowed up, you know? They don't do that to each other. Yeah, some of these lowly two-time loser Edomites, you know, that are on meth and crack and whatever else you can think of, they get some harassment. But hey, not like Jake, you know? You could be a upstanding, so-called upstanding citizen in Babylon as a Jake and still catch hell from these Edomites, you know? And they target us, you know? You know, even me, at 43 years old, you know, I'll wear a hat sometimes. If I see a cop, I just take my hat off because I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna think I'm a gangbanger or whatever, you know what I mean? If a cop pulls next to me or whatever. At 43, you know? They're still profiling me. God, go ahead. 6.
Going on verse 6. They slay the widow and the stranger and murder the fatherless.
God, these Edomites don't have no mercy, man. That's why when the day of wrath comes, Yahweh's not going to have mercy on them, man. It's balance, right? And when he makes us hunters, because right now we're fishers, you think we're going to have mercy? You know, no, it's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be justified, righteous indignation, you know? Righteous hatred, you know? Isaiah, go ahead and bring that up. Isaiah 10:2.
Isaiah
10:2.
This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 2. To turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, the widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless.
God. So this Edomite, he don't have no mercy, man. Especially when it comes to Jake, you know. There's no mercy in Babylon for Jake. Edomite is a natural born killer, you know.
You want to give verse 3 or
Does he say?
verse 3?
Go ahead.
And what will he do in the day of visitation, and in the desolation which shall come from afar? To whom will he flee for help, and where will he leave your glory?
God. And that's why Trump's speaking about the prophets of doom, because he knows that Yahweh is going to visit this place, man. Just like you have these cops hiding in the corners, waiting, hunting down Jake. Hey, you're going to just see a chariot roll up on you, Esau. You're going to have terrible fear when them chariots show up, you know. And those chariots are gonna fuck you up, you know. It's gonna be a beautiful thing because Yahweh is a God of balance, you know. You hunt us down, well, hey, you're gonna be hunted next, and it's coming. That's why Trump's setting up his space force. That's why Trump is speaking on the prophets of doom. They know the prophecies, all right. And there are plenty of accounts of not just Jake, but Edomites, all these heathen, they've seen these chariots, you know. They know it's a real thing. Esau puts the deception that it's a green man in there. No, those are the angels that are going to fuck you up, Esau. You know?
Going on verse 7. Yet they say, the Lord shall not see, neither shall the power of Jacob regard it.
Yeah, they like I just said, Trump and them, they're not telling you that, hey, those are the angels. They're not telling you the truth about the chariots. No, they're telling you, they're deceiving you, just like they always do. Go ahead.
Going on verse 8. Understand, ye brutish among the people.
Now, brutish, that word brutish means savage. Means like they don't have no regard for babies, for women, for the fatherless. No, they'll just like they did to the so-called Native Americans, the Gadites. They didn't regard their families, you know. Now in 2019, when they were putting the Issacharites in cages and separating their kids, that's the characteristic of this Edomite. He's a brute. He's a savage. He don't fucking care. All right. But he's gonna turn around and deceive you and tell you he coming in the name of God, and he said, God bless America. That's what Trump says after all his speeches, you know. And you 2/3 and all you heathen, you guys actually believe that shit because you're gonna be set for destruction too, because you're a fucking idiot. You don't read. You don't have the knowledge that the prophets are bringing out. All right, it's plain as day. You're too worried about all kind of other meaningless shit.
That's why the scriptures refer to you as willingly ignorant.
Yeah, I even had a guy tell me, Jake, I was telling him how the games are set up. Now, today's Super Bowl Sunday. I said, hey, I stopped watching football. I used to be a fanatic, you know, and now I know that the shit's all just rituals, fake, set up, fixed shit. I'm explaining to this guy about this stuff, and he said, hey, just please don't tell me about this because I want to still enjoy this stuff, you know. He literally said that. So, hey, that's the mindset. That's that willfully ignorant. They want to be ignorant. Go ahead. And then what does he do? He goes in on Sundays. He'll go to his Christian church, and he's in that false doctrine, keeping him in darkness. Because hey, it's a mercy that Yahweh has given us this knowledge. All right, it's a mercy that we came across somebody or a video or however we got in this truth. It was a great mercy, and the more you're in this truth, the more you realize it is truly a mercy. You know. And how lucky, you know, we are, especially if we're the hopeful elect, you know? Go ahead.
And ye fools, when will ye be wise?
Come, ye fools, or a fool just means you don't believe the Bible. You're an unbeliever. You want to bring out the Psalms 92 and 6 and 7?
6 and 7. This is Psalms chapter 92, verse 6. A brutish man knoweth not, neither do a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the works of the iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever.
God, so when you see all these Edomites having babies, which they don't produce like Jake, all it is to increase for the destruction, right? You might be happy in Babylon. You might be like, oh, my Edomite friend just had twins, Well, hey, Yahweh brought those twins because he's just preparing this place for destruction. The regentrification, you see the Edomites taking over the inner city now. They're cleaning it up, rebuilding these houses. It's all the will of Yahweh. He's setting this place up because, these missiles, the first place they're going to hit is central metro Denver, and where are all those Edomites moving to? It's all spiritual, man. Regentrification.
It's going on throughout, all the states.
All the cities are regentrifying. It's not just Colorado, back in 10 years ago, none of us even heard that word regentrification, And now, all of a sudden, everybody knows what regentrification is. And, people joke about it. Like, oh, the north side, it used to be called the north side, were a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood. Well, now those Hispanics, they joke about, oh, I live in the highlands, because they call it the highlands now, Because why? Because Yahweh's spiritually, he's setting it up for that destruction, for that Edomite to increase and get hit by those missiles and taste that death. And when they're babies, when they have babies, it's only for the destruction now, right? Okay, go ahead up to, you want to jump to 12? Just kind of get through the chapter.
This is jumping down to Psalms 94 and 12. Blessed is the man whom thou chastenest, O Yahweh, and teachest him out of thy law.
So blessed, we just talked about it. This is a huge mercy. It's a blessing to get the knowledge of this truth, the true knowledge, right? You have people who have read the Bible their whole life and they don't fucking understand a thing about it. But now Yahweh he's with the starting out with our elders of GMS who are able to break down these parables. And now if you're an elect, hey, this thing makes sense to you. I know I can speak for all the brothers up here on camp today. When we read this Bible, we read it with new eyes now, right? It actually makes sense to us because now we know what an Edomite is. We know we're the Israelites, We know who the Moabites are. We could have put a face with the name now, you know what I mean? And not just on that level, but the parables, with the help, with the diligence and the studying and the help of the videos. Like the brother said, all of these videos are flooding the internet, right? And you might read the Bible as an elect, or hopefully elect, and be like, man, I'm trying to figure out what that means. Then next thing you know, a brother does a video on it, and it just clicks, It's all prophecy, because we're getting the understanding of this Bible, Go ahead on. Go to 13.
Verse 13.
It said, that last part of that verse said, and teachest him out of thy law. We're learning out of the law, out of the book, right? Hey.
How to judge. Because the law teaches you how to judge, right? That's why if you want to become a judge in this society, you have to go learn Esau's law.
School.
So what we do, man, is we learn the laws of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in order to judge accordingly. Because what you have now is people just judge off their emotions, man. They're taught, their mom teaches them how to judge off of their feelings. And, oh, this is right. Well, that's what was taught to you in slavery. You're passing that down from what your parents told you, going all the way back to what Esau told their slaves, man. This is how we judge, man.
And that's why it says, blessed is the man who readeth in Revelations, right? Because, hey, if you don't read, then it's easy for that fucking pork chop eating pastor to deceive you, right? And like, it's good that you brought that up, because I was dealing with one of the women that I talked to, and she was talking about the rapture. I said, hey, you ain't never gonna find the word rapture in the Bible, That's one of his many lies, right? Or I tell people, that verse that says, come as you are, And they're like, oh yeah. Wait, that ain't even a verse, man. You know what I'm saying? But people, because they've been taught that, they really think they're drunk off this grape juice, you know, in Babylon. You know, there's no rapture, there's no come as you are. You ain't gonna find those lies in the Bible, all right?
Going on verse 13.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bring out Job 5:17.
Job chapter 5, verse 17. Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High corrected. Therefore, despite not thou the chastening of the Almighty.
Con. So when you're getting chastised and life is giving you hell, or what's that saying? When life gives you lemons, make lemon juice or whatever. Hey, be happy with that thing. Don't fall into a spirit of depression because your car broke down or your woman left you or whatever. No, hey, especially if you've been in this truth and you're getting chastised, you need to rejoice in that thing, man. Yahweh corrected. Bring that out again.
Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High corrected. Therefore, despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty.
Con, don't despise his chastising. You know, like when you were a little kid and your dad gave you an ass whooping. You know, hey, deal with it. Don't sit there and hate your dad or hate the Father in heaven because he's giving you a little hell.
Yeah, like
you know?
that movie God's Not Dead.
Uh-huh.
That's what the story's about. Is the guy his son dies, the pastor, and now he's a complete atheist.
Oh yeah, so he was like the opposite of the prophet Job. You know, he lost his integrity because he became bitter in his heart or his mind. You know, that's the opposite of what you want to do. No, when you're dealing with chastisement, your spirit should grow, not fucking fall into depression. You know, or start feeling bad for yourself. Oh, know that that's why knowledge is knowledge. Know that is the chastisement of the Most High. And the learning of this Bible, hey, what does it say? Knowledge increases thy sorrow. That's what it is, you know? The more knowledge you have, you're going to be sorrow. You're going to be vexed in Babylon. All right? And embrace that. Go ahead. Did you read 7? Was that?
That was Job 5:17.
Okay, cool. That's good.
But did you want me to bring out 7?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is Proverbs 20 and 9. Who can say? Oh, it's like Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own ways?
Hey, everything we do, we may say, oh, I chose to do this. No, it's all Yahweh's will. We talked about it in the past. We didn't wake up and say we wanted to be prophets, you know, and teachers. No, Yahweh put a spirit on us. And now we already know what it is. We can't look back now like Lot's wife, you know?
So if you're getting chastised, you lose your car or your job or whatever the case might be.
You know?
The man's goings are of Yahweh, man. That was his will. He's putting you in whatever lot you need to be, man. And that's why wherever you are, just try to maximize your potential within this truth, man. Because the Most High is going to put you wherever you need to be to do that, man. All right, or you might just be a 2/3. Just keep in mind that the 1/3 number is huge, man. That's a big number as well. So don't let yourself discourage yourself.
Because the brother brought out the 1/3. Hey, what does the Bible say? It says that the Israelites outnumber the sands of the sea. So 1/3 of the sands of the sea is going to be saved. You know, along with the elect, prophets. There's going to be order in the kingdom. You know? So that's still a huge number, like the brother said. You know? Embrace that chastisement, man. Don't get bitter in your heart. You know? Take that like a man. Endure. That's what the word endure means. To be made hard.
That's what happens when you got a kid that you're constantly chastising and he ain't changing. Eventually you're just gonna give up, man. And that's why the 2/3 gotta die by death, because no matter what their chastisement is, they ain't gonna repent, man. No matter what the Most High puts them through, they're gonna continue being a nigga, man. Niggas are gonna nig. Just like they say, man. they're just gonna continue living in their folly, man. So they just gotta die, and that's what lot we don't want to be mixed up in, man. So we're gonna take this chastisement and try to grow every time it comes, man. You're gonna try to grow even stronger above it.
God, and you see that all the time. People who get chastised and they don't never learn. You know what I mean?
Yep. And they make excuses. Oh, well, I did that because shut your ass up and take the chastisement, man. To reflect. Go look at yourself in the mirror. Yeah. Unless you do that, you ain't gonna grow from it. Jump back on that.
Where are you at? 13? I think you're at 13.
Yeah, 13.
This is Psalms 104 and 13.
94.
Salakia 94 and 13. That thou mayest give him rest from the days of adversity until the pit be dug for the wicked.
God. So yeah, that's the ideal thing, but it ain't always going to happen. It doesn't mean you're going to always have rest from the days of adversity or until the wicked get their grave. Hey, you got to endure, man. Go ahead.
Going on, verse 14. For Yahweh will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance.
God.
Yeah, that goes hand in hand with John 3:16.
God.
That's really who it's talking about.
God, the Israelites, you know? And that's in, I think, Deuteronomy too, where it talks about that's our lot, you know, the inheritance. The children of Israel, the sons of Israel, right? Anna, you want to bring out Psalm 37 and 28?
This is Psalms chapter 37, verse 28. For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off.
God, and we've been talking about that all day. The elect, the 1/3, we're preserved forever because we're going to inherit the kingdom. Right? The wicked, they're going to be cut off. You know? Who's the wicked? Esau. Where do you read about that? In Malachi 1:4.
Also tells you the same thing in the book of Obadiah.
God.
That they'll be done away with forever. Man.
I think in the past, people are going to say, where the fuck is the Edomite? You know, like the brother brought out earlier. So yeah, that's why these nobles and these elite, hey, they're losing sleep, man. They know their days are numbered. That's why they're going to come down with great wrath. Right? That's why Jacob's trouble has to happen. Martial law, you know? It's going to be tough, man. We're coming into crazy times right now in America. You know? The Spirit is being poured on all flesh, and all of these people in Babylon, hey, there's people can feel it, you know what I mean? People that ain't even in this truth can feel it, you know? Go ahead, read 15.
This is Psalms 94 and 15. But judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all the upright in heart shall follow it.
Go ahead, you want to bring one more verse out? Which one? Psalms.
This is Psalms chapter 58.
No, go to 37 and 9. Sorry, Salaki. Psalms 37 and 9.
This is Psalms chapter 37, verse 9. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord shall inherit the earth.
God, because in the Apocrypha it tells you that, hey, the earth was made for our sakes, the Israelites, right? Not this Edomite. So really, this Edomite, he's destroying something that ain't even his.
That's why he's going to be done away with, man. Like the brother said, he's going to be a bad memory, man, a bad dream. Something that you talk about for
it's gonna be
scary,
like
scary stories, man, like the vampire.
or like the Leviathan. You know, you got a Leviathan painting behind us. You know, it's like, because hey, these things.
The Leviathan is real, but Esau's going to be gone.
Gone. And right now, people think Leviathan's gone, you know, but hey, even he's going to change his place during the time of the missiles, right?
The water's warming up, the ocean's warming up. That's indication for him to wake up.
God, and what wakes up a reptile? Heat. All right.
That's a good point,
God, yeah, you brought that out last week. And that
together.
Khan, and it's also in that movie Godzilla. You know, their scientists. They're like, oh my God, what's causing these? They say titans, but they're referring to these leviathans. What's causing them to arouse and wake up? And the guy comes and runs it. He's like, it's the nuclear testing. You know, hey, that's what it is. The nuclear war when it hits Babylon. Hey, because they say that Esau he's only discovered 5% of the ocean. So that whole 95%, they have no idea what's in there. You know what I mean?
They say that there's certain depths that they discover. They say they kind of bounce back off of those depths because they can't penetrate deeper.
Just like the firmament, you know? Esau can't go to the moon, like he lies to you. And he can't go to the depths of the ocean, man. Those Leviathan are in many forms. And they know that. I was watching a movie with my little girl, How to Train Your Dragon. I think it was part 2. And there's all kind of different Leviathans in that.
Another thing that warms up the ocean is all this pollution. We took out all these animals that are supposed to be cleaning out the ocean. We'll have compost, you put it all together, it releases a lot of heat. Same thing, all that compost you got in the ocean, it's releasing a lot of heat. We ain't got no more clean water, so what they do, they go get icebergs, and that's what they give us bottled water out of. That's where we get all the bottled water from.
Khan.
All this ice from the ocean.
Khan. You want to read 16, Ak? And again, what the brother's reading, these are King David's words. Go ahead.
Psalms 94 and 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Khan, who are the workers of iniquity? It's these Edomites, man. These Edomites who afflict thy brethren. Alright? Go ahead.
Unless Yahweh had been my help, my soul had almost dwelt in silence.
God. Meaning we can't do nothing without Yahweh, man. Yahweh's going to deliver us. Vengeance is his, not ours.
When I said my foot slipped, thy mercy, oh Yahweh, helped me.
God, so what is the mercy? Because we were slipping before we got in this street. You know, we were slipping, man. We were in darkness. We may have had a Bible and we were reading out the NIV, you know. We had that zeal, but not according to knowledge, you know. Now things, hey, we're living in a time where this truth is given to an exclusive group of men, all right? The Israelites, the prophets, the 144,000. Well, you aren't going to find one woman in that number. Go ahead.
Going on, Psalms 94 and verse 19. The multitude of my thoughts within me, thy comforts delight my soul.
Khan, now that we're reading this truth, hey, we do have some comfort. This is the comfort.
Well, that's called the good news.
Khan, it's not for everybody.
Verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
Khan, so the throne of iniquity, that's these Edomites. Are they going to have fellowship with Yahweh? No. You know, they're going to deceive you, and Donald Trump's going to say, hey, God bless America. God bless the troops. That's all the deception. God ain't going to bless the troops. God is going to destroy the mighty man, the Bible says. All right? And again, we are never up here using our words, man. We're using the Bible. We're reading out of the Bible. You know, none of this is our opinion or personal. We're just delivering the truth as it is written.
And they don't have no other blessing but the sword.
That's all they have is the sword right now. But Yahweh Shai, he's going to take that blessing when he visits this earth. Alright?
Going on, Psalms 94 and verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? Verse 21.
God, their laws are mischief. Right? They changed the law where a man could marry another man. Right? That's mischief. Right? Crooked. Wicked. And it's this Edomite.
They'll put you in jail for trying to marry two women.
God. God, and the Bible, hey, we have many accounts of men with multiple wives. And that's why our women are all fucked up, because they think you're cheating on them if you have another woman. You can't cheat on your wife, man, as an Israelite, in the truth. You know? The only thing you could do is that you can be an adulterer, but that's if you take on another man's wife. You know, but taking on an unmarried girl, hey, there's nothing wrong. Go ahead.
Going on verse 21.
But you even have men who think that's, you know, they're so feminized here in Babylon, they don't agree with that. You know what I mean? It's like, what's wrong with you, man? I'm telling you, you could have more than one woman, and all you want is, you only want to deal with one. You even have Jake saying that. Well, I just want to have one woman. I just want to deal with my girl. Come on, man. Shit, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was married twice in this Babylon, and both times I was depressed because I only got one woman. I see all these beautiful women walking around. That shit literally had me fucked up. Because, why? Because I didn't know the truth. But now that I know the truth, I know why I had those feelings.
Yeah, you probably thought there was something wrong with you.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, people would say, man, you're a womanizer. I'm like, dang, all this fruit and you can't pick none? You know? Now we in the truth. We know what's up. And hey, Yahweh's going to put that spirit on the women during martial law, because they're going to be at a low state, depressed, sitting on the ground with ripped up clothes, helpless, hopeless, husband, widows. You know, they're gonna be okay with that thing in Jacob's trouble. You know, right now you women are walking around haughty with your nose in the air. You think you're the shit. You don't think you can have multiple men in this Babylon. You know, Yahweh's gonna fuck you women up, and your mindset is gonna change during these times that are coming to Babylon, America. Go ahead, Ak. We almost done with this chapter.
Going on. Verse chapter 94, verse 21. They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood.
Khan. That's the spirit of Esau, man. He sees Jake in the streets. If Esau has any type of authority and he's able to use it against Jake, man, you better believe he does that right now. That's his spirit. I was telling the brother yesterday, I took my friend to go sign up to be a Lyft driver, and one of the guys that had to check out the app and approve everything, I wasn't just sitting there, man, and this guy was literally like, you need to leave. You need to get out of this office. I'm calling security. He told me I was being aggressive, and all I was doing was sitting there waiting for my friend, you know? And it was like the spirit that he had and my spirit, without even saying a word, clashed. And the guy, he literally had me escorted by security. And why? Because he's an Edomite with a little bit of authority. But guess what? It's all going to change, man. It's all going to be flipped, and you're going to drink off the same cup. And don't think that you're going to go, you know, untouched. You Edomites, you know?
Going on verse 22. But Yahweh is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge. And
Yahweh is the defense, all right? He's the rock. The scriptures are the rock. You know, we ain't gonna have to. We're not gonna have to war with Esau. No, Yahweh's gonna do that for us, all right? Just like in Egypt, you know. All they had to do was walk through the Red Sea when the chariot split the Red Sea open. They didn't have to fight the Egyptians to leave. Well, this deliverance is going to be much more glorious and greater. Go ahead.
Going on verse 23. And he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yeah, Yahweh, our power shall cut them off.
That's right. Yahweh's going to cut your wickedness off, Esau. You know, he's going to bring upon you your own iniquity. The way you hunt us down in the streets, the way you kick us out of your offices for just sitting there. Hey, that shit's going to happen to you, Esau. You think you're going to get away unscathed, unblemished, Nah, it's balance. This Bible, this truth is about balance. And our people have drank off the cup of wrath, and it's going to be your turn, right? So step up to the mic, Esau. It's your turn. That's it. Go ahead.
You want to grab, I think it is 2 and 37.
It's gonna be nice too, bro. We're gonna be the authority, dominion. He invites us. 2 and
Go ahead and start at 38.
okay. Second Esdras 2 and 38. What did you say 38?
Yeah. Actually, go ahead and jump up to
Second Esdras 2 and 38. Arise up and stand. Behold, the number of those that be sealed in the feast of Yahweh, which are departed from the shadow of the world.
And that feast that it's referring to, man, is what they would refer to as the rapture, man. It's the deliverance of the elect. Okay, that's that feast. Let's go ahead and grab a.
God, because that word rapture is not in there, but the concept is in there, right? Also in Isaiah, where it talks about how we'll be taken up in those chariots and our bodies be changed in the twinkling of an eye. You know.
Actually, wait.
Second Esdras 2 and 40. Take thy number, O Zion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in white.
Hey, Anna, you want to grab me Ephesians 6 and 13?
Which have fulfilled the law of Yahweh.
Fulfilled his law, man. They went and they overcame the law through Yahushua, man. All right, through the Messiah, and that's ultimately why he came was to deliver the elect, to give them a scapegoat to be delivered, man. Because ultimately all of Israel was done, man. All right, and we'll get a little bit further into it, but yeah, go ahead and pull that out.
Ephesians chapter 6 verse 15. And your feet should shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
Go ahead, keep going on.
Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fury darts of the wicked.
And this is how you're going to fulfill that law, man. This is how you're going to overcome Satan. All right, keep going on.
Verse 17. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit.
Yeah, because you're not only taking the shield and the helmet, which are forms of a defense, but you're also taking the sword, man, which is this word here. All right, we were talking about Yahushua earlier, cutting Satan up in the desert, in the wilderness. All right, using the word, man. You know, you ain't gonna have Israelites, you ain't gonna have the elect are gonna be going out and beating people up and giving them tortures, making them submit themselves to the Most High, man. All right, we're going to simply just use these words, and the elect are going to hear them. All right, yeah, it's in there. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 17. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit.
Right, praying always, man. Always saying in prayer, always calling upon Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, because like the brother was saying, man, that's our power. Okay? Yahweh is our power, man. Alright? But that's good on that, brother. Go ahead and start at verse 13.
2 and 13. This is Haggai 2 and 13. Then said Haggai, if one that is unclean by a dead body touch any of these, shall it be unclean? And the priest answered and said, it shall be unclean. Then answered Haggai and said, so is this people, and so is this nation before me, saith Yahweh.
So he's referring to the nation of Israel, man. All right, so the nation of Israel was made unclean, man. They were cut off. We broke that contract between Yahweh and ourselves that was originally presented to Moses, man. All right, we broke that contract, so we were made an unclean people, and that shows you why we needed Yahweh Shai, man. Why when you go into the time of the New Testimony, all right, that Yahweh Shai came to deliver his elect and bring us to the point in which the brother's reading in 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter, okay, in which they'll be delivered. And now I want you to hold me Revelation 7 up, and I want you to go ahead and jump back over. That's good. Is that 13 and 14?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I didn't finish 14. And so is every work of their hands, and that which they offer there is unclean.
So everything that they have, man, they want to offer something dedicated to the Lord. The firstborn son is supposed to be dedicated to the Most High. It's unclean already, man. All right, you see, and that's what you got to realize is we're living in hell, man. This has been made a kingdom of these devils, man. All right, this has been made the kingdom of these guys, man.
God.
All right, so us, the Israelites, man, we're living in captivity. We're living in hell, man.
God, what's that one verse in the Apocrypha that says we are given unto the base men?
No.
2nd Ezra 2 and 41. The number of thy sons whom thou longest for is fulfilled.
Being the elect. Okay, the number of thy sons that you've been waiting for. Right? Because it was prophesied since the foundation of the earth, going back to Ephesians, the 1st chapter, all right, and throughout the whole scripture, that the elect would return, man. They would come back to the Heavenly Father. Okay, and that's ultimately who the sacrifice of the Messiah was for those elect to get right, man. And that's what you have going on right now. All right, throughout the whole planet Earth, you have people. We just had a car drive by. What did they scream? Shalom?
Yeah, and they were going Shalom.
Yeah, so you see, man, you got Donald Trump talking about the prophets of doom, man. So this truth is being spread, man. The elect of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai are being woken up, man. Ezekiel 37 is coming to pass. Go ahead, brother. Grab me that Revelation 7 and
chills,
one.
bro.
This is Revelation chapter 7, verse 1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth.
Yep, because they're holding back the destruction, man. Which is what? What did the brother grab earlier out of the book of Sirach? There are spirits that are created for vengeance, man. Famine, death, hailstorms, man. All these things were created to destroy, man. The Heavenly Father is the highest power. Of course he's going to create these things to fulfill his will, man. He's going to give you rain when he wants to, and he's going to give you utter destruction when he wants to, man. All right, and what did he say? That these angels are holding back the winds. They're holding back those spirits of vengeance right now, because when those spirits of vengeance come up, man, the book of Isaiah describes men holding their stomachs like women that are travailing with child, man. But guess what? The men of the elect, we already know what's happening, man. We already know what's going to be going on. We've already been preparing for this, you see?
Kobe Bryant.
Right now, what's going on? What's going on the planet Earth, man? All these people are getting ready for the Super Bowl show, man. That's where their mind is right now. They don't give a damn about nothing else, man. Meanwhile, you got the men calling out in the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai for deliverance, man.
God.
So you see, when that destruction comes, man, you all these guys that had no idea, they're gonna just be lost, man. They're just gonna be sheep fed right to the slaughter.
God, Kobe Bryant, he was, he died in that helicopter crash last week, and it burst into flames when it hit the ground. Showing you that, hey, that's a spirit of vengeance. Kobe Bryant, whether you want to admit it or not, he was part of that Illuminati. He got sacrificed ultimately.
He was a puppet, man.
God, ultimately by Yahweh, and that fire that burned him up after that helicopter crash was a spirit of vengeance. Yahweh said, hey, I'm taking this brother back in his right mindset. He's too wicked right now.
That was judgment on the whole damn family, man.
God.
And on a lot of you 2/3, man. A lot of these people probably crying themselves to sleep. Meanwhile, this guy didn't even know your name. You would have went into debt and asked him for help. He would have laughed at you.
God.
Go ahead, bro.
Have been called from the beginning, may be hallowed. So dealing with those prophets, we've been called from the beginning. We were there during the creation, right?
Yep. So go ahead and hold it there. Go ahead and jump back on the 7. Yep.
Going back into verse 1, that the wind shall not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. Verse 2.
Yeah, because that destruction's hitting everything, man. Go ahead, up.
And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. Verse 3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads.
So you see that, man? And that's what grace is. Grace is a period in which you have a short amount of time to get right. And if you don't get right, then you're through, man. You're getting evicted. Okay, so those angels are holding that back because it's at that time of grace for the elect to be sealed, which most likely already have been sealed up, man. Because we see all this destruction and chaos popping up all around you, man. Every day there's something else popping up.
Plagues all over the planet.
Go ahead, I'll keep going.
Verse 4, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000.
All right, 144,000 were sealed, and those are the prophets, man. Those are those that are going out and prophesying. Okay, but then as you go on, you have the 1/3 of Israel that's included in that number as well. Okay, the 1/3 as well as 12,000 out of every tribe, which makes up that 144,000. All right, but the Most High is going to have mercy on that 1/3 too, which is also part of the elect, man. Okay, which have been scattered throughout all the nations as well. All right, just like we were getting earlier, man. Israel is swallowed up by the Gentiles and has become a vessel in which there's no something along the lines of mercy, man. But anyway, to show you that Hosea 8 and 8. All right, now we've been pushed into all 4 corners, man. And we've been treated like the bottom the entire time. All right, but that's good on that, brother. Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra 2 and 41.
Grab me Haggai 2 and 22.
It's right before Zechariah.
And Revelation 11 and 15.
2nd Ezra
2 and 22.
2 and 41. The number of thy children whom thou longest for is fulfilled. Beseech.
Yep, that's that number we were just reading about, man. So that's this is that same conversation. All right, hey, the elect are sealed. It's time to let the destruction come. But go ahead, brother. Let's see what it says.
Is fulfilled. Beseech thee, power of Yahweh, that thy people which have been called from the beginning may be hallowed.
Yep, thy people which have been called from the beginning, man. All right, and that's dealing with the elect of Israel, because the elect were made as the elect since the creation, man. But along with that, since the creation, the Heavenly Father chose who His promise is going to go to, man, which we Israel.
And then there's the regeneration. We were elect we were there during the creation, came back probably 7 times, you know, every 4 to 5 generations. Six troubles died in, but the 7th, you know, you're going to be untouched. I mean, at least some of you elect. Some will have to die for this testimony. But that's gonna be a precious thing, meaning rare, you know. It's not gonna be a bunch of elect getting you know, executed all at once, you know. What were we saying now?
I was just gonna say that the 1/3 have a sincere zeal for the truth.
God, according to knowledge, not according to the white man's doctrine, the Edomite doctrine. This is 2nd Esdras 2:42. I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they praise the Lord with songs.
Yeah, that's that 1/3, man. So you take the sands of the sea and you cut that off into thirds. You have the 2/3, which is getting destroyed, which is a very large number, and you have the 1/3, which is getting delivered, which is also a very large number, man. You can't number 1/3 of the sands of the sea.
Fine, I got a quick precept.
But yeah, man, this is where we'll go ahead, brother. Pull out that Haggai.
Haggai, chapter 2, verse 22. And I will overthrow the throne of the kingdoms. I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen.
He'll overthrow the kingdoms and the strength of the kingdoms of who?
Of the heathen.
Because that's who's in rulership today, man. So this is what we're working up unto, man. And when this is done, this is when we're going to be in that feast, man, wearing those white robes, rejoicing, man. Because why? Because now all order will be established on the planet Earth, man. You remove the righteous rulers, the righteous heirs over the planet, which are the Israelites, and you put the wicked in charge, man. So once we're established, all order will be reestablished on the planet, man. Everything's crying out for salvation, man. Everything's dying. All these pesticides, these diseases, man. You got Moab over there. Yeah, I saw a video of Moab yesterday. He was eating a goddamn rat, man. Just picked it up and ate it. It's starting head first. You see, these heathens, they need leadership, man. You can't just allow them just to do whatever the hell they want. You can't just let Esau promote all this wickedness in front of them, man. Because they're gonna follow suit and they're just gonna do all kind of wild stuff, man. But that's why in the kingdom we're gonna do what, man? We're gonna enforce the laws, man. All right, you won't be having all these different diseases, and you have these diseases like the coronavirus because of the unclean things that they're taking in, man. You have AIDS and things like that because of homosexuals, man. You see, there's a reason why these laws are written, man. Go ahead, brother. And that's what separated us from the beginning, was these laws.
That's right.
We were separate from all these other nations, man. Now look at you niggas, man. We look the same. And if anything, we look like their chief clowns promoting things that they put out. Esau goes and puts out a new deodorant. What does he do? He goes and gets Jake. Hey, go do this commercial. What kind of music do they have in the background? They got hip hop. You see?
Salt of the earth.
Yep. And that's what everybody wants to be. Everybody wants to be a clown for Esau, man, a jester. All right?
Kevin Hart.
Yep.
And I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them.
Yep.
And
Donald Trump Space Force. Go ahead.
And the horses and the riders shall come down.
Yep, which the horses represent power, man. So you see your power is going to be removed. Those that are on top. What did the book of Ecclesiastes say? I see an evil on the earth. The servant rides upon horses, and the prince walketh on the earth, man. And what did it say about the rider?
I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them, and the horses and the riders shall come down.
See that? Because you riders, you don't belong in that position, man. You belong on the floor, man. All right, go ahead.
Everyone by the sword of his brother. In that day, said the Lord.
Everyone by the sword of his brother, man. And what's that going into? That's going into martial law, man. That's going into the nations, NATO and the EU, raising up and bearing arms against Babylon, against America, man. All right, go ahead, brother.
All these prophecies being fulfilled now, because Brexit just was made official. You know, all these prophecies are being fulfilled. It's all getting lined up. like they say, all the stars are lining up. You know.
Yep, the scene is set, man. now we're just Most High's just sitting back and watching the
Space
play.
Force is here. The Brexit, England just left the European Union, which is Brexit, and the prophets are out here teaching. Everything's lining up according to this Bible.
Verse 23.
That was good, brother. That was it.
I got a quick step. I was going to go to Isaiah 66:16, but I'm going to jump to 15. Isaiah 66:15. For behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger and fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
That's right here, man. Also spoken of. Daniel saw the same vision, man. Daniel saw the same vision. Jeremiah saw the same vision. Who was it? Zechariah? Zechariah also saw it, man.
All the prophets.
Ezra. Ezra's very detailed, man.
Yeah, and Ezra and Esdras, they're the same prophet. It's just one way is Greek way of saying it, his name, you know?
Yeah, because the Greeks began to come into power during the time of the Apocrypha. During the time, the end of the New Testament is when you had the Hamites come back into power. Okay? But then Esau came into power after that, man.
Verse 16, Isaiah 66:16. The brother brought out how, hey, the 1/3 is going to get saved, but 2/3 is going to be a great number that gets destroyed. Isaiah 66:16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many.
The slain of Yahweh shall be many, man. He's going to plead with all flesh. So you think you're a top Israelite who's perfect and whatever the case might be, the Most High is still pleading with you, man. All right, we're all going to get pleaded with. All right, especially you Israelites, man. All right, what does it say? Starting at the house of Israel. All right, his judgment will start at the house of Israel, man. So if you're claiming to be an Israelite, man, then judgment's going to begin with you. And even you Israelites who aren't claiming to be, it's still going to get you too, man.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro. You got a set, Mark?
Got a set. This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 6. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidney of rams. For the Lord has sacrificed in Bozar, or Sarah.
They show you the picture in the Catholic Church of that white Christ coming down on a cloud like this, with rainbows and what have you. But what do the scriptures say? That he's coming for blood, man.
Yeah, read that verse again, Ak.
Isaiah 34, verse 6. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord had sacrificed him in Bozrah.
Is it Bozrah?
Bozrah.
See, so hey, Bozrah, what is Bozrah? Bozrah was a chief city in Edom. All right. So spiritually, that's talking about you Edomites. All right. For those of you who don't know who Bozrah is, it's a chief city of Edom. Look it up. Go ahead. I just wanted to bring that point.
And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Idumea, that's the Greek way of saying Edom.
So that's what that. And what is that? What is that? Why is it addressing Esau? Because Esau is who's in power, man. Being the so-called white man. The Heavenly Father is beginning to tear down the rulership of Esau, Edom. That's why in Haggai 2:22, what did it say? That he's going to tear down the kingdoms of the heathen nations, man. All right, when you go into 2 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, in the 25th verse, he tells you the same thing. Then cometh the end when I shall destroy all kingdoms. So you ain't gonna have, Esau ain't gonna have no type of rulership set up, man. All right, not nowhere, man. They're not even gonna be able to have their own. They can't have one city, Esau, man. Go ahead, man. Actually, I got this quick step. This is Matthew 10:34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I am come not to send peace, but a sword. See, and that was said by Yahushua himself, man. Right?
You can't tell a Christian that, right? They think it's all gumballs and lollipops when they call Jesus comes back, right? We know Yahushua is coming with the sword, coming to make war with Esau, Edom. Right?
Exactly what the brother just had read.
God.
Going hand in hand with it. Because why? Because Yahushua was reading the Old Testament, man. You see, the Old Testament and the Old Testament and the New Testament go hand in hand together, man. All right. He didn't come to change any prophecies, man. He came to fulfill them. Go ahead.
Second Esdras 2:43. And in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature.
Now, who's this talking about?
Young
man of high stature. This would be the Messiah. Yep, the Yahushua. All right, because going back to Romans the 8th chapter, what does it say? That we're going to be made joint heirs with Yahushua, man. All right. So when you're reading here, he saw Yahushua amongst the elect, but yet he had a little higher stature. Why? Because he's Yahushua, man. Right? He's still over us, but yet we're allowed to take part in that rulership, man. Yep. Go ahead, brother. It's not like you enter the kingdom and the order goes away. Everybody's equal. That's not the case, man. Everybody has their lot. All right. You know, from different nations having their lot, to different animals having their lot, to women and men having their own lots, man. You see, everybody has their own place, and the Most High orchestrated it that way for the world to work out properly, man. That's why when he was done, he said, what? It was finished. After the seventh day, it was finished, man. I'm done with my creation. It's perfect. The order's set up. They got the moon for the calendar. All right? He did everything he needed to do. But yet what happens, man? Esau comes into power and just messes everything up. Now you got the woman trying to be the man. You got Judah trying to be Edom. Edom trying to be Judah. Come on now, man. Just concentrate on your lot, man. You women have a beautiful place of bearing children. All right, bearing children and raising them up the right way. But what do they want to do? They want to be the man. Now you got these children that are growing up all emotional and fucked up because they didn't have their father step in and be in the lot he was supposed to be in, man. The woman wanted to take both lots. You see, that's why order needs to be reestablished, man. And you that can't get with it, man, you're gonna be put to death, man. And you're gonna come back right-minded in the kingdom, man. Just like Kobe is right now, not in the kingdom, but he's right-minded and rested, man. He's resting, and he's gonna come back. Guess what? In the kingdom, man. All right, as what? He's gonna be a testicle Israelite, man.
God.
Go ahead, bro.
There was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly.
That's right, man. He crowned the elect. You see that? And Ezra was marveling at it. Meaning he was wondering. You know, he was wondering what was going on, man. All right. And as you go on, especially in the New Testament, that's way further expounded upon, man. All right, us being crowned by Yahushua himself, man.
And that's why that's our reward. That's our focus. That's what we're keeping our eye on the prize, you know. We look like a spectacle and a joke to all these heathen and these 2/3. But hey, we have a different goal in mind, all right? We're not trying to flourish in Babylon.
Well, that's grab me that Micah 2:10 real quick, dog.
Get it? You got it? Micah 2:10.
1 Corinthians 9.
I'm still holding Revelation 11.
You can go ahead and drop Revelation 11, brother. Go ahead and pull out the Micah 2:10. You want it?
9 and 24.
Yeah.
1 Corinthians.
Oh, no, well, go ahead. You can pull that right.
1 Corinthians 9 and 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all?
Right. See, you turn on the Olympics or whatever the case might be, or a good example today, the Super Bowl, man. These guys have been training their entire lives to reach the place that they're at, man. All right, and especially when they enter their professional career. to achieve that crown, man, to win the rings, man, to win the trophy for the Super Bowl. Go ahead, brother. And we're fighting as well, man.
Do this. Go ahead, my bad, Salaki.
No, I was just like you see them fighting, we're also fighting for a victory, man. We're also fighting for a crown, man. That's why many times throughout the book of Revelation, and it's actually going to do it in the second Esdras, it tells you how they would hold palms. They would hold palms. The elect would be holding palms because the palms represent victory, man. And that's what they were doing at that time. Is when the creation of the Olympics began, man. And they would give the winners palms.
And through the Spirit, I just dawned on me, you know, Yahweh, just like Yahweh has ordained his prophets, the ones who are going to receive this prize we're talking about. Hey, Esau Edom, he's wicked. He wants to be like the Most High. He does the same thing, man. All this shit is fixed. They've already ordained who wins today. It's a script, all right? Esau is the wicked. He tries to mimic Yahweh, all right? So today, you may have all these emotions up and down when you're watching the game, but hey, at the end of the day, these elite, that's a ritual. They've already set who they want to be the champion today, all right? But you're gonna have all kinds of fans, like tomorrow they'll be talking about it. Oh, that was a great game, man. Came down to the last play, you know? No, it's a script, man. You know? Just like Yahweh, this is his script. And we are ordained. He's already chosen his prophets.
Yeah, you just got to fall right into your lot, man.
Esau's already chosen who won today. You know? This is 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all?
Yeah, they give it their all, man. They're going to be giving it their all out on that field today, man. How much more should you be giving it? Yeah, if these guys are giving it their all to win a touchdown, man, how much more should you be fighting for Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, man?
And that's what we're doing. We're giving it our all according to these scripts.
Yep.
But one receiveth the prize.
Yep. Or in a race, you don't have the whole team that's going to win. Just one person's going to win. And that's what kind of mind frame you have to have, man. you gotta run to win, man. You gotta run and expect to hit that finish line, man. All right, because if there's only one winner, that means that me and this brother are standing next to each other, then I'm in fear to fall behind, man. You got a whole team, and you could be running. You running in a group. You could be going at a moderate pace. But when you're by yourself, man, you're giving it everything you got because there's only one person that's receiving that crown. Now we got 144,000 crowns being handed out, but yet, you know, keep it in your mind as though there was just one crown. Go ahead, brother.
And that's a small number according to all the people on the.
Yeah, that's a very small number.
So run.
I used to before I started going out and pushing this truth, man, prophesying and what have you. I used to get terrified when I saw different Issacharite camps. I'd be like, oh man, I need to get out there, man, because guess what, man, the elect are being sealed. That's why. The elect are being sealed, and I was sitting there watching it, comfortable on my couch, man.
And that's
the spirit, you know. And I was gonna say that too, because you know, before I came out to the camp, I just wanted to sit at home and watch it, but the spirit made me come out. Not just that, it's like, yeah, there's 144, but then there's only 12,000 from each tribe.
Yeah.
Like, so that number goes down even more.
Yeah. Your chance to make it in there is very slim, man. I mean, just Google.
Many are called, few are chosen. You know?
Just Google the population of the earth and divide it with 12,000.
So it's like about 8 million, or 8 million?
Yeah.
Or 8 billion?
And I did
like
that too one time, because I was at a Roman gladiator football game, right? And I thought to myself about those numbers, and I was thinking about the 144,000. So the stadium over here in Denver holds probably 70-something thousand. So multiply that by 2, and that shows you out of all those people in the stadium, you know, there's only gonna be like one elect. You know what I mean? And you see that when you're there, it's like a ton of people, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, and you're just thinking like, dang, how many only one who cares about this Bible out of all these fuckers. You know what I mean? That's 2 stadiums, you know? We could add another stadium right next to it. There's only one person that's gonna care about this truth. Out of 2 stadiums in these NFL games today. So let me read this one more time. 1 Corinthians 9:24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize, so run that ye may obtain.
That's right, man. Run so you can win. Don't run so you could try to get a participation ribbon. Because guess what, man? The Most High doesn't hand those out. There ain't no what did it say in 2nd Ezra? Did it say that he was? Oh, you have it open right here.
Yeah.
Pull it out real quick. But we want to jump back to that 2 Corinthians. But I want to see, what did it say? That he was giving them crowns and participation? I want to see, man. If it was just crowns. Go ahead. All right, because you'll see that there ain't no participation awards mixed in with those crowns.
There was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly.
You see that, man? He gave out crowns, man. He gave out crowns to the victors, right? Not participation awards to everybody who was around. All right, everybody who said, you know, I'm gonna try to be a good guy.
That's what Esau says. He says, hey, everybody can have a crown.
Yep.
You know, the Bible don't say that. Verse 44. So I asked the angel and said, Sir.
You were holding something, weren't you, Ogden?
Micah 2?
Yeah, grab that Micah 2 and then jump back on that.
Corinthians.
This is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because he is polluted.
Yeah, arise and depart, man. The Most High's calling upon you to arise, man. You Israelites to depart from this place. Because it ain't our rest, man. They're going to give you all these different distractions and things. You know, like for another example, an example again being the Super Bowl. All right, that's a distraction, man. To keep you simple, man. To keep you sipping on that simple juice, man.
Bread and circus.
Yep. Go ahead, brother.
Because it is polluted.
It's polluted. Everything that you take in, everything that you hear, everything that you receive, Esau is pushing for you to fall away, man. Esau he sees an Israelite wake up and he's terrified, man. So how is he going to address it? He's gonna try to push more wicked vibrations, man. Because the more left-handedness he pushes, the worse Israel gets, man. And in his hopes, in his thought process, he's thinking he can deceive the elect, man. But you see, we know according to these scriptures that the elect ain't gonna be deceived, man. All right. We're going to be departing from this place, all right? This place is polluted. The elect are understanding that, man. So they're not going to see something on the TV that gets them to totally just change and jump back into the world, all right? But there might be a 2/3 that was called and was not chosen. You might see it, man, and it'll impact him. Go ahead, brother.
He shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction.
That's good on that, brother. Yeah, that's right, man. That's the ultimate end of giving yourself over to America, man, or I won't even say America, I'll say the world, all right, because Esau has polluted the entire world, man, all right. If you've given yourself over into this world, man, then your end is going to be a sword destruction, man, all right, a heinous destruction at that. Go ahead.
Can't serve 2 masters. This is 1 Corinthians 9:25. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things.
Yep, and that temperate, the word temperance goes back to being firm, man. Okay, because if you're firm, these different things that are placed before you, all right, they're not going to cause you to go off, man. Because you're firm, you're set in your ways.
You got
see?
a foundation.
Yep, and that word right there, temperance, going back in Greek, the definition of that means to abstain from certain things. So basically, what you would have, especially for these NFL football players, there's certain foods and certain things that they're not allowed to do, man. They have to make their quota on training. They can't just skip training all year.
You see that they have to actually, and when you train, what do? You go on diets as well, man. You start taking in more things to build up your your things like your testosterone and your muscle mass. You start eating less of other things. You see, and a lot of times, especially back then, they would make them abstain from sex, man, because when you bust a nut, that's a lot of protein that a man, not only protein but testosterone that a man's losing, man.
Con, that's why in football, because the brother's on the subject, when you don't just first day you show up, you're in the playoffs. No, you gotta endure. You gotta make your body, prepare your body. Make it hard, make it ready. That's why when these players hold out in training camp, and they come back from their holdout, and all these other dudes have been training, and they come back, they get an injury, they didn't endure.
That's you gotta put your mind towards endurance, man. You don't want it. No one goes and joins the NFL and says, I'm gonna be the guy that stubs his toe and gets brought out of the season. So you gotta set your mind to endure, man. And when we put off certain things as well, we follow these dietary laws, put off certain unclean foods, all right, and just trying to be blameless among the world, man.
We don't go in on our women on the Sabbath, stuff like that. You gotta be disciplined,
That you gotta be temperate, man. Pray for temperance. All right, go ahead, bro.
Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown.
Yeah, they're doing it to obtain a NFL 2020 trophy that's going to be destroyed in these thermonuclear ICBMs, man.
Con.
All right, or you're trying to win that race for just to get some brownie points and some
Kobe
kudos.
Bryant,
Yeah,
he even
Kobe
said,
Bryant had a corruptible crown.
God, he even told one of the guys that interviewed him he wanted to die young so he could be praised as a legend and a hero. He got his reward, right? But hey, we have our eye on a different prize.
Hey, and guess what? It's Kobe Bryant. That name's gonna be forgotten, man.
God.
All right. But and they also show that in that song Johnny Cash. All right. I don't know that he made the original. I think he copied it off. But it's it goes something. He's singing about you could have everything that he's achieved. You could have it all. My empire of dirt. And he's telling you basically how vain everything is that he's obtained, man.
God.
All these corruptible crowns that he's received, man.
God, even the wise King Solomon said that. He had every riches that the mind could fathom. King Solomon had everything. He had women, he had riches, he had everything.
Yeah,
vineyards.
It ain't worth shit here,
And he
man.
sat back and he was like, it's all useless.
Riches in Babylon are vain, man.
God.
At least in the kingdom, those riches are going to matter, man. Those riches are going to last.
God.
All right, those riches are going to be set apart from what you see here today, man.
Yeah,
Right.
because when King Solomon sat back and looked at all his riches and all that he had, his wisdom, he said, hey, it's all useless to me. It's all in vain, like the brother said. Verse 25, middle of it. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible.
Yep. And where were those incorruptible crowns? Those are the same crowns that Ezra saw Yahushai setting upon the heads of those that were with him, man.
God.
Could you imagine being crowned by Yahushai, man?
That's when you know you're saved. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's when you could say I'm saved.
God, not like these Christians, Oh, I've been saved for 10 years, the Lord saved me.
Yep.
They don't know what they're talking about.
Yep. While she's standing there eating a pork chop sandwich. Go ahead.
Verse 1 Corinthians 9 and 25. And every man, 26. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so
right. Not as going back into James. Don't be one who wavereth, man. Don't be uncertain. All right, he's running to win, man. Go ahead up.
26. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air.
Right, we ain't shadow boxing, man. We're actually taking down these demons, man, and eventually you're going to get the ultimate win, man. Sometimes it might feel like you're getting losses and things like that, but as long as you endure through it, man, you're going to overcome and get the win. Go ahead, Ak.
And every man, 27. 1 Corinthians 9 and 27. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection.
What does that mean? Going back to temperance. He brings his body into subjection, man, trying to make himself temperate, disciplining himself. Go ahead, Ak.
Lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. Meaning examine yourself first, you know? And then you can, according to knowledge, judge all things. You know?
That's good, brother. Go ahead and jump back to
Esdras.
Let me bring out a quick precept. It's Amos chapter 5, verse 8. Seek him that maketh the 7 stars of Orion, and turn the shadow of death into the morning, and maketh
turn the shadow of death in the morning, which represents what, man? This is the valley of the shadow of death, man. All right? This is the land of the death, man, the land of darkness, all right? But what is he going to turn it into? He's going to turn it into morning, all right? Meaning you're picturing a place, you know, thick, dark clouds and you know, a narrow valley, you know, dark and decrepit, but the Most High is putting the light upon it, man. And that's what he's already done, beginning with the elect, man. The light has returned to the planet Earth, beginning with starting with the elder apostles of GMS Grand Millstone, man. Go ahead.
and maketh the day dark with night, that calleth for the waters of the sea, and pour them out upon the face of the earth. The Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, is his name. Just keep seeking him, you know. That's our job, is to seek him, continue to read, continue to endure. You know, just can't just sit there and say you're an Israelite and that's it.
That's why you always got to pray, man. You always got to ask for more. Ask for further faith.
God, you can't just drive by and shalom. You know, that's a nice gesture, but that's not going to get you in the kingdom.
These football players don't go out there and say, oh, I got a contract deal and that's it. And just sit on the bench. You know, they seek that trophy. They go out there to perform.
But you might have these guys that'll go and throw on who's playing today?
Chiefs and the 49ers.
You might have some guy that'll go buy a 49ers jersey today and go jump on the football field. Do you think they're going to play with him, man? You think he's going to be allowed to get over there and fight against the Chiefs? Hell no, man. The other men have been training and fighting, man, for this moment. Go ahead, but you have an Israelite will throw on some fringes and thinks he's going to be taking part in this exactly what we're reading right here. Go ahead,
Verse 44. 2nd Esdras 2 and 44. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal.
Yep, that's right, man. Put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, man. Because going back to Haggai 2 and 13 and 14, I would say that we're through, man. We're defiled. We're destroyed, man. These bodies are done, man. All these colds we're getting. I ain't trying to go to the kingdom sniffling and wheezing, man. All right, and our minds were corruptible, man. Our flesh is corruptible, man. But you see, we're being cleansed by Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai to the point of perfection, in which we will be changed to all incorruptible, man. All right, all immortal. All right, because that's our proper place, man. Our proper place are the immortals, man. The immortals of the planet Earth are the elect of Israel, man. Or all of Israel beginning with the elect, really.
Even our forefather Jacob had to put off the mortal to become immortal, because he had to wrestle with God. Then he said, "Hey, now you're Israel."
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, he elevated.
Transition.
He put his name upon it, man. All right, which you know was representing the blessing, man. All right.
Verse 45. Oh, I'm sorry. Verse 45. And put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh.
That's right. Put on the immortal and confess the name of Yahweh, man. So you see, they're going to know the name, which is Yahweh. All right, and the Messiah's name is Yahushai. All right,
Now-
and they're going to be made immortal, man. That shows you that we ain't immortal right now. All right, what it say? You are gods, but you shall die like men. We ain't gods right now, man. All right, yeah, spiritually we are. All right, because what did Revelation 2:29 say? All right, though thou art poor, thou art rich, man. All right, so we're actually rich because we're Israelites, man. We're gods. All right, but right now we're under these curses, man. We have to wait until this point of being crowned, in which we'll be glorified, man. Just like Yahushua had to do what, man? He had to endure crucifixion and everything else that he did while he walked on the planet Earth in that flesh. All right, he had to endure it all in order to be glorified, man. We have to endure the similar walk to Yahushua because he was an example to us, man, in order to be glorified. Go ahead, brother. You got a sample?
We got twinkling
Now
of
are
an
they,
eye.
one second, let me just finish this verse. Now are they crowned and receive palms.
Yep, there's those palms, man. Go ahead, bro.
This is the precept, 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet.
Yep,
But-
at the last trumpet. That's what's the very last trumpet? That's talking about the trumpets of Revelation, man. The horn blowing. Go ahead.
For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be risen incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
Wait a minute. Hold
That's
on,
the
hold on.
spirit. I was
The
thinking
dead
about
shall be
that.
risen incorruptible. So my question is, man, how come the Christian church is telling you that as soon as you die, you go to heaven or hell?
God, they're already saying they're in heaven.
And really, who it's referring to, those dead being Israel at a dead state, man. But yet they're going to be made incorruptible. All right, go ahead, bro. But it was funny one time I asked a Christian pastor that question when we were reading this, man, and he was just
Confounded.
lost. Yeah, his answer was I don't know, and his answer was that we don't need to know everything. But that's an important piece of salvation, man. You need to know that. Go ahead, Ak.
Verse 53. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and the mortal must put on immortality.
Yep. And we are all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. And that starts. You start taking your baby steps towards that. You start crawling towards that. Once you're called to this truth, man. And then it's up to you whether you're gonna just crawl around until you die, or you're gonna go into the point of walking and eating full meals and speaking full sentences, man. All right, all the way into the point where Yahushua himself is gonna give you that crown, and you're gonna be made incorruptible, man, receiving those new bodies. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall put on immortality, then shall be brought the path.
Being put back to our godly state. Go ahead.
Then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory.
Who's gonna be saying this, man? Death is swallowed up. Everybody, man. Everybody's gonna be rejoicing that the 12 tribes of Israel are back in their place of power because order will be reestablished on the planet, man. And Esau will be removed. All right, because who's one of the chief bringers of that death in the flesh? Esau Edom, man. All right, Esau Edom was put here to bring judgment upon the 12 tribes of Israel. Not only us, man, but the whole planet. All right. So you see, they want to get on us because we're telling you that salvation is only for Israel, but we're really fighting for the healing of the entire planet, man, which ultimately will result in the healing of the entire universe. Because if Esau was to continue his little reign of terror, man, all right, then he would destroy the entire universe. He would begin to conquer planets and destroy those as well, man. What did he say? I came, I saw, I conquered. That's such an Edomite way of thinking, man. Go ahead, brother. But that's exactly what he would do, man. Esau would go try to conquer the sun.
2 Esdras 2:46. Then said I unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of Yahweh, whom they have confessed in the world.
The Messiah, whom they've confessed in the world, man. Telling you Israelites, we're sent to tell you Israelites that Yahushua came and salvation is here for the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, man. All right? The gospel. That's what the good news is, man. That Esau is going to be removed, man. The word salvation goes back to deliverance of the molestation of thine enemies, man. These goddamn crackers have destroyed everything, man. All right, to the point where the brother was talking about the gentrification, which you know at first may have seemed like such a heavy sorrow, but going back into Proverbs, what did we read earlier? That the goings of the man are of the Most High. How can a man then know his own way?
God.
All right.
Yeah, these three gentrifiers, I'll call them, these Edomites who are, you know, taking the city from the Israelites, because basically that's what it is. The Israelites can't afford to live in this gentrification society. Well, hey, they're just being put in these places for the destruction. Just like we read earlier about their kids, when the wicked multiply with their kids, it's only for the sword. You know, it's only for the destruction. We read the slain of the Lord shall be many. You know, it's all the man's goings are. You know, how can he understand that? It's of the Lord. These white people these Edomites, they don't know why they're like, oh, all of a sudden I'm going to move to inner city in this new house that's been rebuilt. You don't know why he's doing it, but he's doing it. And why? Because these missiles are going to hit Denver, the metro area first. You know?
Yeah, all the metro areas, man. For all the cities you're in, the metro area is going to be the
chief,
the biggest
destruction.
The biggest bonds are going to be on
reserved for those. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Verse 47. So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of Yahweh, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly. What did that word stiff go into? And temperance, man. And have stood so temperate, so stiffly. For what? Yeah, discipline.
And once again, going back up to where we pulled out the Ephesians, man. We're wearing that full body of armor and holding that sword, man. Standing stiffly against the wiles of Satan.
Standing on our feet.
Everything around you is complete wickedness, man. Everything.
All right.
Go ahead.
Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh.
Yep, that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh, man.
God.
Not for the name of whatever they want to call me.
God, not for Jesus Christ. You know?
Nope.
48. Then the angel said unto me, go thy way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders of Yahweh thy power thou hast seen.
Nope. He told him to go forth and tell the people, man. And now we're able to bring it out and tell you this is exactly the time that Ezra was speaking on, man. That's why he was marveling. He was wondering. He didn't know. Now we know, man. Now we read these prophecies and we understand what they were referring to, what they were talking about when they were describing these details and things, man.
He had to be ministered by the angel.
That was all I had on that. Brothers got any sense? Pull out. Let's pull out that Haggai 2:22 again. We'll end on that. Yeah, because that's what it's all about, man. It's really it's just been one big war movie almost, man. Right? All these different captivities that we've served under. All right, leading unto the point of this, man. All right, leading unto this point.
This is just not Edomites, it's going to be Jakes too.
Yep.
You know?
Not the slavery part, but that nuclear fire, man, is going to touch all four corners of the earth, man. All right, and America is going to be totally consumed. It's going to be the only nation that's gone forever, man. The only continent that's gone forever. All right, and Esau is going to be consumed as well. All right, why? Because he's got to be removed off of the throne, man. Because he don't belong in rulership, man. Even the earth is rejecting him, man. The earth can't stand Esau being in power.
We brought it out earlier, the fellowship of the throne of iniquity cannot fellowship with the throne of Yahweh. You know? It's separate. Balance.
Let me bring out a quick step. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 7. For the Most High hath not called us into uncleanness, but into holiness.
Right? He separated us, man. So you gotta continue to be separate. All right? You've been called into a new way of living, man. Not living and following everything that these devils put before you, man.
I got a quick closing step. You have the one he told you to grab, right?
Yeah, you want me to
bring
bring
this out and then you can close out on that. This is 2nd Esdras. I'm going to read 3 and 34 through 36. It says, weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and there's also
the balance is where you have the two things on the
Scales.
side, so you have the scales, so you can see which one weighs more. So he's weighing their iniquity to see how wicked they really are compared to their righteous works. Go ahead, Ak.
and there's also that dwell the world, and so shall thy name nowhere be found but in Israel. Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or what people have so kept thy commandments? Thou shalt find that Israel by name hath kept thy precepts, but not the heathen.
Yo, Israel's been trying to keep it, man, but not the heathen.
God, showing
And the
you,
Go ahead, brother.
showing you this Bible is only for Israel, man. It's not like this devil has taught you that it's for everybody, man. Israel, the whole Bible. If you just read the book and quit being a dumbass, you're gonna understand this is our book. You know? Go ahead.
ahead.
Let me bring out one more. It's just going back into like what you had started off with at the beginning. You know, the helmet, the breastplate. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 8. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation.
And that sober meaning a clear mind, right? It's not necessarily meaning, that you can't be sipping on some wine or whatever the case might be, right? But you gotta have a clear mind. But yeah, sometimes even sipping on some drink could give you that clear head, man. You're drinking too damn much and you're trash. You ain't gonna be thinking clearly, okay? But just showing you, you're gonna have that clear head, man. You're gonna be putting on that breastplate of armor. You're gonna be trying to maintain righteousness in a wicked world, man. Go ahead, huh?
Verse 9, for the Most High has not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach.
Yep. He didn't appoint us to wrath. Going back to what we were reading earlier, that he didn't forsake Israel, man. All right, but he's chastising us in the mercies of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. It was merciful for the Heavenly Father to give us Yahushua, man. Because he could have just cast us off and we could have just been done, and he could have went and sprouted some new people and called them the Israelites. Because Most High can do whatever he wants. But what would we have done? We just had to accept it, man. Go ahead, bro.
This is Haggai chapter 2, verse 22. And I will overthrow the throne of the kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms.
The strength and all these kingdoms are going to get torn down. Go ahead.
Of the heathen.
Yep, well, the heathen, because the heathen are ruling them, man. The heathen are ruling these kingdoms, man. Go ahead,
I will overthrow the chariots.
Yep, he's going to overthrow all their chariots, their vehicles, their Donald Trump Space Force, all right, their tanks. All right, go ahead, brother.
And those that ride in them.
Yep, the Air Force is going down. Go ahead,
Submarines.
God, and all you proud Jakes that's part of that beast system, that are in that military. You're gonna die with the heathen.
Yeah, you're gonna die right along with your oppressor, man.
God.
With Esau, with your daddy Esau, man.
That's your God. We serve the true God.
And the horses and the riders shall come down, every one by the sword of his brother.
Go horses and the riders are going to come down from the horse, man, because those that are riding upon the horse are servants, man, just like the book of Ecclesiastes say. All right, and what was that? What did the end say?
Everyone by the sword of his brother.
Everyone by the sword of his brother, man. All right, you have all these nations getting ready to rise up against Esau, man. All right, getting ready to rise up against America, man. And the Most High is going to just destroy Esau altogether, man. Take down all these nations. You ain't going to have no Chinese rulership in the kingdom, man. You ain't going to have no Ethiopian rulership. You're going to have the nation of Israel and its subjects, man. All right? But that was all I had. You want to bring home.
With that, we are the real Hebrew Israelites. We want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth. And always we want to acknowledge the Akim who are pushing this truth in the streets of Babylon with sincerity. Shalom to the elect. Shalom. Nice day.